welcome back to OTM, and if we haven't met, my name is Sheridan. Now I know what you're thinking, why would I want to move when I have my period? I just want to rest with some chocolate and a hot water bottle. I feel you, I get you. I'm also on day 2 of my period. However, movement is so good for you and it's going to be slow, intuitive, so do what you can. I'm so proud of you for pressing play, and when you're ready, meeting me in a 4-point kneel. Coming to find a 4-point kneel and just start to slowly sway the hips side to side, bringing your awareness to the 4 corners of your mat. Now we are not finding any crunches today, and in fact I just want you to do what you can. So if you want to let the belly hang, let the belly hang. Be really gentle, really kind. And on this next breath in, can you start to drop the belly, eye gaze forward? And as you breathe out, dome, tuck the chin to the chest as you find your cat-cow. A few more like this. Drop the belly, eye gaze forward. Maybe shaking the hips. Let the spine become loosey-goosey. And as you exhale, dome, tuck the chin to the chest. Now working between these 2 extremes at your own range and your own pace. And the beauty of at-home workouts is you can press pause whenever you're not feeling it, especially today. So be really kind and just gift yourself this time for you, even if it means you were in a child's pose for the whole practice. Let's just do one more here. Drop the belly, eye gaze forward. And then as you exhale, can you dome, tuck the chin to the chest and just start to rock the hips back to the heels and then over the knees. Back to the heels, over the knees. So inhales, you come down. Exhales, you pull everything back. Thinking about doming through the upper back. And I know sometimes if you are PMSing or if you have your period, it can be quite uncomfortable to really draw the belly button in. But just think about consciously bringing awareness to your belly. Now let's go for 3. Last 2. On 1, can you come all the way back to center? Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, can you start to extend your left leg behind you, tuck the toes. We're going to lift the left hand to the sky. Take an opening through the hips and then bring the left hand overhead. Bring it all the way back through center, and we're going to the other side. So you come out with the right leg, press into the left hand, right hand to the sky. Bring the right hand overhead, let the side body stretch. And then return to center. Now we're going to do this 2 more each side. So extend, press, and lift, and then reach. Now I find my lower back and hips can really become tight throughout my period. So if you are like me, be really gentle. Maybe hang out in these stretches a little bit longer. And let's do 1 more each side. I always find once you move, you feel better. So the hardest part is getting here, and then it's okay. I guide you through the rest. Last one, come all the way back to center. Now we're coming off those wrists onto your forearms, and just bring the palms either together or the palms onto the mat, whatever feels better. Think about doming through the upper back, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and as you breathe out, can you extend the left leg long? Now we're gonna lift, inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So keeping the hips square to the mat. And really start to invite an intentional breath. Exhale as you lift, squeeze the left glute. Inhale as you lower. Now let's go 5, 4, 3. We are holding at the top. In 2. On 1, can you point the toe, lift to your highest point. Now we're going to bend the knee in, extend the leg long. Bend the knee in, exhale, extend. Now notice if you start to drop or dump into the shoulders, can you lift up a little bit more? And start to think of your happy place. Remember what brought you to the mat. Maybe you saw this and you're like, hey, I had my period and I kind of want to move, but I also feel lazy. This is a perfect class for you then. Let's go 3. We're keeping the leg bent in 2. On 1, can you pull the knee in, back to the mat. Now hold for your breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to start to draw circles with the knee. So we're going to go out to the left, up to the sky, and back. Really starting to open through the hips, through the lower back. And we have 3 more in this direction. Doesn't matter how big they are, just focus on finding your breath as you reach. Last one here, and we're going the other way. So we're going to lift to the sky, out to the left, and then back all the way in. Lift, back, and in. Oh, now all of a sudden, even though we're taking it slow, we're being gentle, the body likes movement, and the body starts to say, hello, I can feel the muscles working. And if that happens, you just talk right back. Let's go 3. Last 2. Now on 1, can you lift it to the sky and hold? Flex the foot, little pulses, just for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, come all the way back to center. Just take a child's pose as you bring the knees out wide, hands to the top of the mat, and allow the belly to be really soft. Pressing the armpits down to the earth, and maybe even connecting the chin or the forehead. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready, we're going to do the other side. So you're going to come all the way up. From here, can you bring your hands together, elbows under your shoulders? We're going to exhale, extend the right leg, point the toe, lift to the sky. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift, point the toe. Inhale as you lower. Now think about length. So we're trying to point the toe away from the hip and then back. Lift and back. Notice how this starts to feel in the 2 sides. Without judgment or comparison, can you move accordingly? Remembering that both sides can feel really different. So let's just go for 5. We're going to start to bend the leg in 4. Let's go 3. We are holding up in 2, holding all the way up on 1. Now bend the knee in, exhale, lengthen the leg long. Bend the knee in, exhale, lengthen. Keep dorming through the upper back. I feel like a lot of my pain is actually starting to go. So you heard it here first. Movement is so amazing. It's actually incredible what it can do to the body, especially when you can't be bothered and the body's saying no. So let's just go for 3. Last 2. On 1, can you bring the right knee down? We're going to open to the right, out to the sky, and back down. So exhale as you open the hip to the right, to the sky, and back. Drawing tiny circles with your knee, creating some space through your hip. We have another 3. We reverse, and I pinky promise we're off your elbows. Let's go 2. Now on 1, hold it to the sky. We're going to bring it down. We're going to lift, open to the right, and back. Oh, it feels so good. Get out those little clicks, little niggles. And let's go 3. Last 2. We are holding on 1. Flex the right foot, little pulses to the sky, just for 10. 9. You can dome through the upper back. 7, 6, 5. Let's go 4, 3, 2. Oh, on 1, come all the way down. Oh, you can still get a little burn, even when you're being slow and gentle. Right, taking your child's pose and just allowing everything to melt. Take 1 more full breath in and staying for your breath out here. Now coming all the way up, we're going to find a seat. Coming into a little mermaid position, I'll talk you through it. Your left shin is going to be forward, and then your right shin is going to face the right side of your mat if you're using a mat. Otherwise, just think about the right shin coming out to the right, and then your left foot is coming to the inside of your right inner thigh. Bring both your hands down to your hips and see if you can square the hips off and really press the hips down. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to the sky. Inhale, can you drop just your left hand? And we're going to go up and over to the left. And then come back to center, keeping the left hand where it is. Up and over. And back. Few more just like this. Oh, creating some stretches. Some nice release. If you're like me, you were in bed all yesterday with day one pain. This feels really nice just to open through the side body. Last one here. Can you just hold for 3, for 2, on 1. We're going to come down onto your left elbow. Just bring your right hand to your hip. Start to lift the right knee and then inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Giving a lot of love to our hips today, just to help get everything moving, feeling a little bit less stagnant. And let's go for 5. Last 4. Final 3. Let's go 2. We're going to hold your right knee up on 1. Now from here, bring the right hand overhead. Can you find a crunch, elbow to knee? Then can you lengthen arm and leg long? Find a crunch, elbow to knee. And inhale as you lengthen. Now, if it feels okay, can you start to find a twist? So we're going to reach arm and leg away from the body on a diagonal line, and then you're coming back through center. So reach, right hand overhead as the right leg comes behind you, and then pull everything to center. Or another nice way to think about it is you're squaring off the shoulders and the hips to the ground, reach, and pull in. Now let's go 5. Last 4. Don't worry, there's no pulses, no surprises. Let's go 3. Last 2. On 1, come back to center, bring your right hand to your hip. From here, we're going to sit all the way up tall, and we're just going to square your shoulders to frame your left thigh. Bring both hands down and start to walk the hands to the top of the mat. It's kind of like a little pigeon pose, except your back leg is bent. And then can you come down to the forearms if that feels okay? Maybe even dropping the head. Allowing the tummy muscles to be really soft. And allowing your exhale to create more space through the body. One more full breath in. And staying for your breath out. Inhale as you press into the hands, straighten the arms, and just start to walk yourself back. We're going to take a little stretch, and then we're going to change sides. So can you just swing your right foot to the outside of your left knee, and then grab a hold of your right thigh with your left hand. And then as you inhale, windmill the right hand behind you, and as you breathe out, maybe drop the right hand behind or keep it lifted. As you start to find a twist through the waist. One more full breath in here. And full breath out. Take a little shake out. Wiggle. We're going to do the other side. Take your time, really slow. Unravel the legs and just bring the left shin to the left side of your mat. Right shin facing forward, and then bring the foot to the inside of your left thigh. Hands to the hips as you anchor them down. Take a deep breath in, as big as you can, and let it go as you breathe out. I'm going to bring the hands to the sky, and then bring the right hand down, left hand over, and then just come back up to center. So lean over to the right, and come back up. Can you think about your left hip really pressing down into the mat as you lengthen, and come back up. So you can always bend the right arm for a bit more range. And back. Oh, I could do this stretch all day, every day. I love it. Let's go 3 more. Last 2. Can you hold all the way down on 1 and just let the body be really heavy? Coming all the way back up. Bring the left hand to the hip and just come down onto your right forearm. Think about stacking the shoulder directly over the elbow. And as you breathe out, we're going to lift the left knee and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So keeping the knee bent, we're just lifting up and lowering. Really subtle movements here. Doesn't matter how high it lifts. In fact, I'm just proud of you for moving this time of the month. It can be hard. In fact, a lot of the time I don't even work out, but I thought, you know what? I really wanted to film a class that allowed you just to move in whatever capacity you could. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine, but it's here. It's available for you. Now let's just go for 3. Last 2. On 1, can you hold your left knee up? Now we're going to bring the left hand overhead, and then we're going to twist elbow to knee. Start to extend arm and leg, and then twist. You can stay here, or if it feels comfortable, can you find a little bit more an exaggerated twist? And back. So square the shoulders, the hip off to the mat, and back. Or think about reaching the arm and leg away from one another, and in. Let's go 5. Use your exhale to draw the knee and elbow together. This is 4. 3. Let's go 2. On 1, come back to center. Now from here, just bring the hand to the hip, drop the knee, and we're going to square your shoulders off. So come all the way up, twist your shoulders to face now the front of your mat, which is the right hand side. Bring the hands as high as you like. Start to melt down onto the elbows if that feels okay. Maybe you'd like to come down onto the forehead, but be really mindful of your hip. Notice how it feels and try not to force any sensations. The mind has wandered. Can you bring it back to your internal space? 1 more full breath in here. And staying for your breath out. Inhale as you press into the hands, straighten the arms, and then just start to walk yourself all the way back. Returning through center. This time we're going to bring your left leg over the right thigh. So on the outside of the right thigh. And then bring your right hand onto your left thigh. Lift the left hand as you inhale. And then exhale as you windmill the left hand behind you. Maybe you keep it lifted, or you can always bring it down. And really focus on hugging your knee in. Don't worry about pulling the belly button in, but focus on giving yourself a nice big hug. Finding some sort of release. 1 more full breath in here. And as you breathe out, can you start to unravel everything and uncross the legs? We have one last part. We get to lie down, and then I promise you can go back to bed doing whatever you're doing that makes you feel good. But hopefully this class also makes you feel good. So making your way down onto your back. Take your time to get there. And just start to extend the legs long. Can you bring the legs as wide as your mat? If you're not using a mat, just bring your legs a little bit wider than your hips. Now bring the hands to your hips or your lower belly. Take a full breath in, point the toes. And as you breathe out, lift the right leg. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale as you lower. Continuing through these lifts, and use your hands as feedback. It can be a really nice way just to give back to your body, send some love. But it also can be nice to notice if you start to rock a lot through the hips, trying to minimize how much the hips move by bringing your awareness to your lower belly, keeping it active as you can. I know it can be hard this time of the month, so just do your best. And let's just go for 3. Last 2. Right leg is going to lift on 1. Can you hold, point the toe? Start to draw little circles. Now, as I mentioned, there are no crunches. Don't worry, I would not make you do that this time of the month. It's always hard to move, to function, so we're not going to be doing that. But we are going to still work through lower abs. It also helps to lengthen the hips. We're going to change in 3. In 2. On 1, can you reverse your circles? Thinking of a happy place. Let's just go for 3. For 2. On 1, lower the leg. We're going straight to the other side. So exhale, lift the left leg. Hands wherever feel comfortable by your side or to the belly. And start to circle your leg, your toe. about the size of a tennis ball. Coming back to your breath, we are reversing in 5, 4, let's go 3, 2, on 1, can you reverse? And if you can't remember, who cares? 50-50 chance, so take a guess. Let's go 5, last 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower the legs. Hands are going to come down by your side, so palms facing down. Can you point the toes? We're going to slide the right toe up, and then we're going to extend it long. We're going to bend the left leg, slide the toe up, extend it long. Now, if you have socks on, or it feels nice to glide the legs, feel free to do so. Otherwise, slight little hover with the toe as you extend and bend. Now, I know this doesn't feel like much to begin with, it also doesn't look like much, but we are telling the small, tiny muscles in your lower belly to switch on to keep everything really happy today, but you still got a little bit of workout. Now in 3, we're going to bend through both the legs. So let's go 2, on 1, bend one leg, tap the toe, and then bend the other leg, tap the toe. So the heels are lifted, just the toes are connected to the mat. We're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Keeping your lower back, your shoulders really heavy into the earth. And let's go 5. Last little bit coming up in 4. Final 3. Let's go 2. Now on 1, can you hold? Whatever leg is up, doesn't matter, just lift it. We're going to lift the other leg. We're going to go down, down, up, up, down, down, lift, lift. So keeping the knees bent as you just toe tap and then lift. Now you might start to notice a little bit more sensation through the lower belly. And if it is not your cup of tea today, you're like, nope, you're pushing me too much today, Sheridan. I get it, I feel you. Sometimes, as I mentioned, I don't even move at my period. So do what you can, and we're here just for 10 to finish your practice. I pinky promise there are no surprises, but there is a stretch. So let's go 5. Last 4. Final 3. Let's go 2. Now on 1, can you lift both legs up and hold? We're going to hug them into the chest. This time bring them out wide, flex the toes, finding a happy baby. You can start to rock or sway. If you just prefer to hug the knees into the chest, feel free. But can you start to soften your gaze or even close down the eyes as you start to massage through your lower back? Full breath in, and on your breath out, hug the knees in and just start to rock to one side. Doesn't matter what side, little fetal position, pressing yourself all the way up and meeting me in any seated position that feels good. Take your time to get there. Bring the hands to heart center and start to slightly tuck the chin to the chest. Allowing your eyelids to be really heavy as you start to melt into the mat. Feeling the warmth between your hands as they press towards one another. And noticing what happens when you breathe in, opposed to when you breathe out. As we start to close your practice, really allow this movement, this energy to shift you, to run through the body. And perhaps you feel a little bit more energized, perhaps you feel a little bit elongated, lengthened. Whatever it is, can you honor this feeling and carrying it through the rest of your day? On this next exhale, just start to bring the hands to the belly. Maybe eyes stay closed. And really feel into your breath. Feeling a sense of love, gratitude. One more full breath in. As you breathe out, start to release the hands, eye gaze forward, and start to just adjust back to the space. It is so incredible how much even just 20 minutes of movement can do for the body. Something that doesn't seem that hard, but I know it's hard to get here. But you did it. I'm so proud of you. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more classes like this, more themed classes, let me know, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Hey girl, thanks for watching. If you like this class, check out my online platform where I have over 100 classes ranging from 5 to 50 minutes, and I upload 4 new classes weekly. You'll also have access to a community of like-minded girls.